Okay, I think we're on here. Sorry, guys, I was having a little bit of a challenge there. Okay, all right. Sorry, probably heard some Krishna Das, so I guess they'll flag us for copyright violation again. I was trying. I messed up and didn't get the Wi-Fi off of here. I have to connect to the hardwire. For some reason, I've got the fastest pipe they offer up here, and it's pretty fast. But StreamYard, I don't know. So anyway, we're solid now, and let's see. I'm just verifying this on. Yeah, it looks good. I don't like that when it's so grainy. So anyway, how's everybody doing? Ronaldo is up with us. That's awesome. Good for you. Hey, Liz, from the other side of the great state of North Carolina. She's over on the beach. I'm over on the mountains. Pam, how are you? Good to have you in here tonight. And Australia, down under. All right. I was going to do a little drumming before we got going here, but give everybody a little chance to get in here since I had to reload the StreamYard. I went over to Cherokee today and just enjoyed the afternoon. It was so wonderful over there, just beautiful. I love it at those powwows when they do that kind of a crescendo with the drums. It's always great. Let me get this out of the way. All right. How's everybody doing? I have a card for us tonight from the Lightseers deck. And oh, we're not chroma keying through. That's right. I can really show it to you. There it is, right? The Lightseers deck. And this is so appropriate because it's kind of the theme of what we're going to be talking about tonight. Go figure, right? It's oh, here we go. Mary's in. Been talking to Mary a little bit this afternoon about the trip coming up. I'm going to tell you about that. So this is strength. Number 8 card, strength. Courage, calmness, quiet strength, influence, graceful leadership, gifted healer, purity of thought and heart, spiritual matters, compassion, sometimes lust or animal instinct. That's the positive side. And on the negative side, blocked by fear, self-doubt, a reminder not to be guided by the lizard part of your brain. Who wrote that book on the reptile brain? Somebody wrote it. I forget the context of it. Maybe it was a sales book. talking about the reptilian brain, how we just process everything. Um, if anybody remembers the name of that, let me know. So it was a good book, great concept. Yeah, so a need to exercise self-control, this strength card. This is from the shadow side, self-destructive impulses. So here's what it says. I think this is great for tonight. Be brave, sweet seer. Embody your light and shine courageously in the face of danger or uncertainty. Huh, it's amazing what we're going to talk about tonight. Step into patience and fierce serenity as you exert your graceful influence for the greater good. There is a great fortitude in your calm heart, and a gentle demeanor will not be mistaken for weakness when you share your gift of relentless love with the world. We may have gotten clipped on the beginning because I was looping I Am Loving Awareness with Ram Dass. I just absorb in that. It's such a great song. It just puts you in the right mood, you know? It just gets you going. Allow confidence and composure to guide you toward your desires without the use of excessive force or aggression. Mindful awareness will be much more useful than rigid control right now. I think it is all the time, isn't it? This card reminds you to stand strong in your beliefs and desires, to remain steady as you bring compassion to your current situation. You are powerful, and your purity of heart will be a beacon of strength and an inspiration to those around you. And the little quote, I deliberately bring my compassion and strength forward, and I use them for good. And the world needs that right now. It sure does. And it will be interesting to see what Sarah, Sarah, I'll take a picture and send it to you after we get through. Hi, Alicia from West Texas. Susie, I was thinking about you today. I finally got out. I typically have not been out much, but I kind of retraced some of the steps that we did a year and a week ago up here. And Susie still has that great picture of our little group from last August. And my goodness, we had jackets on. Wow. Yeah, you wouldn't have a jacket on up there right now. It's warm. Hey, Amelia, good to see you. Always appreciate your comments. And saw Tom Rebro here. There's that. And yeah, so cards. Our newlyweds, Tom and Bridget. Hi, Lanaya. Good to see you here. Also in North Carolina. We got a great contingent here in North Carolina. This is great. All right. We have, since Sarah is here, I wanted to show you guys something. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Are you really ready? What would Fred do? She did it. So I will be ordering one of these for myself. Don't you know? Probably that one right there. I like that color. And that is a great reminder. This was that sticky situation that I got in a couple of weeks ago. And somebody asked me, well, what would Fred have done? Like, oh, yeah. Geez, why didn't I think of that? Right. So it's just a reminder. It's like nobody will WWFD, is that a fire department? Yeah, that's a fire department, so to speak. Sort of, kind of, yes. I love it. This is great. Thank you, Sarah. Let's see. And then, oh, this one. Did you catch the podcast from the I put up yesterday for the weekend about beliefs, about reprogramming limiting beliefs? And one of the things in there that we talked about was beliefs are based on something. Something happens and we form a belief around it, whether it's something that happened way back in our early development. Our parents did something, our brother or sister did something, the environment did something, whatever it was, something happened and we formed a belief around it. And then we carry that belief deeply programmed in our subconscious mind all the way through our adult years until we finally confront it. We bring it up and we realize that what created that belief is not applicable in our life anymore. And then we change that belief, we reprogram it. That's the work. That's what this podcast is all about. That's the basic core method right there. I'm thinking of Darren Weissman, who came up with that lifeline technique. Here's the base of it. What's the issue? He goes probing for the issue. But once you come up with the issue, you say, would that, I was talking to somebody today, would that 2-year-old self create this response of pushing away people because of abandonment? We're going to talk about that in a minute. Would that 2-year-old self push people away in your adult life? And the answer is, heck no, absolutely not. Well, then let's change it. And that's the gist of something happened. We form a belief, we drag that belief through, it forms everything in our life until we confront it and change it. And that's what the podcast this weekend um, was about. Hey, great to have you back though. Teeth work, dental work. Oh, bless your heart. Wow. Oh my. Had a year of that back over 10 years ago. Had to rebuild the whole section up here. It was a year-long process, so I can completely empathize. Talk about not a lot of fun. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, so we have more things in the shop that Sarah has been putting together. Quite a nice collection. Enjoy the journey, highest timeline. We got the journals, coffee mugs, t-shirts, all kinds of great stuff. So I hope that you will check that out. If you want the link, it is Sarah. If you have it, could you drop it in the comments? And I think you are on Facebook, so I don't think the YouTube people will find it, but I will pick it up and put it in YouTube so the YouTube people have it as well. And that would be awesome. And then it's also in the Facebook group, it's pinned at the top, so you can see it in there. And this is just so great. I know several of you have ordered. We had some Facebook people displaying them this past week, so that's just awesome. All right. So here comes the Etsy link. There it is. If you guys want to screenshot that with your camera. And here we go. Let me just get this for the YouTube folks real quick, and I'll drop it in your all's chat right here. Boom. There you go. So those of you on YouTube, you've got it as well. Okay, you can capture that, and the Facebook folks have a link to it directly now too. Good. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Well, she has been. She's done a great job with this, and I'm just loving the fact that we have all of this. And these 2 editions, these 2 latest are excellent. They're great. So thank you so much for that. All right, we have one other little kind of thing in the way of announcements here. Let me go to this one. Look at this beautiful waterfall and that bridge up above it and that beautiful swimming hole there. Wouldn't you love to take a dip in that? That would help you cool off out, Alicia, in West Texas, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be a great dip right now? Well, that is the Hocking Hills State Park in Ohio. It's in South Central Ohio. And here's the deal. Mary Ross came up with this idea really particularly to say that folks could regionally, if anybody was interested in kind of doing what she's doing here, could regionally organize some little podcast listener get-togethers. We have quite a group up there around that area. So she had to look at her own schedule and when she could fit this in. And the weekend of the last weekend of September, first day of October, the 29th of September through October 1st was the weekend that she could do this. And she is kind of hosting a little get together for anybody that's interested in that area. So if you're in the Great Lakes area, etc. Now, realizing that this is probably more regional and uh, well, she has a cabin there that she has rented, and you can talk to her about where that is and what she has available, etcetera. Best way to do that is just to screenshot her email there, or if you're on Facebook, she is in the Facebook Messenger, and you can reach her there. I don't do the Messenger, but Mary does, and she said that was an okay way to contact her. So yeah, meanwhile, oh yeah, back on the wouldn't you love to cool off? The folks in Australia would love to warm up. Exactly, exactly. Um, yeah, wouldn't it be great for Robert to come to that? So Mary is coordinating this. I'm not coordinating it, but I am going to put it on all the podcasts tomorrow as an announcement. So if you would like to participate, please contact Mary. We've got about a month here, obviously. And then she and I are going to coordinate at least on kind of some of the details of podcast related things. And we will see how that shakes out. And then if any of the rest of you would like to do this, I will certainly get behind it and let our audience know about it if you would like to have one of these in your area. So, Mary, thank you for doing that. This will be a lot of fun. Really appreciate it. If you're interested, contact Mary through her email or the Facebook group. All right. Now, I mentioned this. So much has been going on the past week, 2 weeks. Man, have I ever heard of it thick just in the last 3 days, basically. One of them mentioning Robert Glasscock, and we did a podcast on this, and it will come out on Tuesday morning, where he told um, the story of a fraud attack that he had that cost him basically thousands of dollars. Tough, tough, tough situation. So, um, also, we had another person comment on a YouTube video today that said that they had an identity theft issue. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on right now. So, our card, our strength card is so relevant. I mean, it's like whether this stuff has hit you or not. So here was something interesting. I have not been on, I don't spend a lot of time on social media. You guys have seen that, right? I get on there in our Facebook group, and on my Facebook, I see the first post as I call up Facebook, and I over on, oops, sorry, hit the microphone. Over there on the left, I go to the subconscious group to click. I do see the one post that's right there, and sometimes it will divert my attention, but I heard somebody give a talk who was a content creator several years ago, podcast host, and they said, you just have to put parameters about the time that you spend on social media. Well, yesterday I kind of had to convalesce. I had a little heart issue overnight, Friday night, and so yesterday was a down day. So I did get on social media more than normal as I was convalescing and resting and not doing it. I was being a good little boy. So, see, Lanaya here sent you a message for. Yeah, I don't use it, Lanaya. So maybe just I'll tell you where I am on Facebook. Where I am on Facebook is in our Facebook group, and that's where I am. And I try to respond to the posts in there at least a couple of 3 times a week. Um, but here's the deal: I hit all three. I hit Facebook and Twitter and TikTok. Those are the three really that I do. I don't haven't figured out Instagram. Posting astrology videos in there, but I just haven't figured it out as a tool for myself. And on TikTok, very interesting. Haven't been on it for goodness, a month or more of just to look at it. What popped up were two main primary categories: the Maui fires and that the rapture was going to happen sometime in September. And I was like, wow, this is interesting because my mom, I mean, you know my story, right? And my mom spent her life trying to decode biblical prophecy. I mean, she studied all of it. The Old Testament chapters, the minor prophets, the major prophets, the book of Revelation, all the prophecies mentioned from Paul and Jesus, the whole thing. And she had it pinned that the rapture would happen in September. And here are a bunch of people online saying, "You better get ready because the rapture." Well, look, for one thing, I've been listening to this since the '70s, basically. So it really is kind of, as far as that goes, one ear and out the other, because even there was a guy that wrote a book in the 1980s that the rapture was coming. I think it was in 1987, and he had it pegged to September. And my mom bought a bunch of those books to give to people, stored them in my bedroom closet after I had gone to college. And you know that for about a decade, when I came back to visit, those books were still in that closet. That was in 1989, 1990, 91, 92. You get the picture, right? So I'll tell you though that I've thought about this. Could it be that the energy that those writers, that was the rapture concept, was actually written by Paul, that um, could it be that what he was picking up on, or whoever wrote it, let's put it that way, whoever wrote it, would it be possible that they were picking up on this shift of consciousness? And maybe that's what the rapture in essence is a shift, because how many people on the metaphysical side do you hear talking about the 3D, 4D, 5D? See, I don't understand that either. And I know the general concept, Dolores Cannon, the whole thing. Um, that um, maybe this is a shift of, maybe they're one and the same. Maybe they're the same thing, two different explanations of it. Think about it. We'll see. I want to get caught up with some of your content here, some of your comments. Yeah, that was the exactly the date that was most mentioned was September 23rd. You know, it really does. I mean, things are shifting, and this is what's happening these couple of weeks here that we've been involved in is yeah, exactly 2000 years. So, um, Arnaldo, thank you very much. Had a little I haven't had anything since the Fred Dodson episode. I had an episode right there in the middle of the seminar, and, this one was, I think I know what caused it, but yes, and so I did. I behaved very, very well yesterday. I took care of myself first and got back to having a really good day today. Recorded couple of videos this morning, couple of podcasts, 4 podcasts with Robert Glasscock, and then I took off for Cherokee. So it was a good day today. Had some downtime, went up and played in the mountains. So yeah, see, this is what I'm thinking is, I mean, if there is a parallel, then that's probably what it could be, right? So we're moving into this period. Let's just acknowledge that we're moving into this energetic period. And there are 2 things that came up for me that I just wanted to pitch out there and ask you guys. Robert and I recorded a podcast on abandonment, how astrology sees abandonment, and it was very emotional. I had no idea we would get that content out of it, but wow, did we ever, and it was so powerful. And then I had a conversation with another one of our members today about this issue, little brief, and then we're going to follow up. So, how are you guys doing? Okay, so my first question, I kind of put these 2 together on one slide because I didn't want you to have to type stuff in twice, but I'm just curious, kind of from a poll perspective, if you have known that you have experienced in some kind of way in your life's story abandonment issues, has that come up for you? Was something deeply embedded in childhood? Did something trigger as an adult? And you don't have to answer, publicly, that's for sure. Don't feel on either of these, you have to. I'm just curious, but I'm just wondering, because I think abandonment is a much deeper issue, and what I said to Robert is it's kind of one that we have so many issues we've pulled out from the closet but I think this is one that we still have in the closet. We just don't treat it culturally, socially, medically, professionally, spiritually, and it's a deep issue. I've got it. You heard my story about it. Um, and it still triggers, and I can tell when it's being triggered. The other one that I was wondering is the other thing that I'm hearing a lot of, I mean, like a lot, especially here again in just the last week, is struggles around money. So I'm just curious if you want to drop something in and just say from a personal perspective, if you'd rather keep it private, then absolutely keep it private. And I'm just, those are two things that I'm observing and thinking about that I've seen come up quite a bit here just in the last couple of days. So, um, so friends, people we thought were friends have chosen to leave. That's been happening a lot, has it not? There has been a shift in our who we hang out with, right? Or who chooses to hang out with us. And maybe this is part of that upgrade. I think it certainly is, and that's why this community has become such a really cool and valuable thing, and I know, look, we're online, it's virtual, we're all over the world, literally all over the country, but it really is, um, having people of like mind, and this is why in our Facebook group, I keep saying it, but we ask those questions because we want to know that we're talking with, A, podcast listeners, so we're on the same page, at least from how we're trying to live our lives, and B, that we can talk about things that we wouldn't talk about in any other public group. And that's, that's the connection where we can love and support each other. Thank you for that. Okay, so here's from Sarah. Um, Dealing with abandonment issues as well as mental aspect of being worthy enough to have money. See, they are tied. They are linked. And this is now Sarah triggered this podcast that was out today on subconscious mind mastery was, let's see, let me just get back here because I want to follow these down. These are great, great comments. Thank you. So, Sarah triggered this thing on beliefs, and she was asking, how do I remove limiting beliefs? And of course, Sarah has contributed so much to all of us that whenever she asks a question like that, I'm like, of course, we'll take that on, you bet. But um, coming deeper into that, well, it was really interesting because I found out a little bit more about her story, and it is, again, it's just a heart thing. So y'all put your loving arms around Sarah too as she works through this because she is dealing with things that occurred way back that were big and that caused abandonment. I mean, it's like we all have these, I mean, just really tough situations in our lives. And Sarah says, I didn't even realize that friends don't feel as close anymore. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Lanaya. Hey, Kimberly. Good to see you. Very Venusian themes of money and abandonment, attachment wounds. Yes, they are, aren't they? They sure are. Absolutely. Thank you. Yes, they are Venusian. We're going to look at a couple of charts here in just a minute. Feeling better for sure. Thank you. Wow. Yeah. If you have not experienced this, that is a blessing. You must have resolved it in some other experiences. Yeah. See, so this is such a theme that we're seeing over and over and over. Boom. There you go. People naturally moving on. Arnaldo. Yes. Friend shifting to a person I don't recognize. Wow. Isn't that amazing? Melissa, I've had the emotions of abandonment come up between my sisters from the past. Yep. It's family programming. There's a lineage thing too to explore. Yeah, it does. It's tough. It is tough. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for those comments on this. Here are a couple of things I thought we might just look at real quick. We don't typically bring a lot of astrology into this conversation, but I thought since a picture is worth about 1,000 words, you guys might be interested in seeing some of the energy. Let's just presume as above, so below. And I know a lot of you have no idea what you're looking at this confusion. It's like, blah, 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 blah. Okay. What happened this morning? If you find the sun, that's the circle with the dot in the middle. It's kind of over there at the what, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock position on the chart, if it were a clock face. Circle with this, and then follow that red line that comes off of it, and it goes straight across, a direct opposition. And that planet that is there in kind of the auburn color, if you will, with the 3 degrees by it, that's Saturn. And whenever Saturn is on the other side from the sun, opposite the sun, that is bringing a lot of karmic tension straight into us because let's just say for this purpose, the sun is us. That's you. The sun represents you as an individual, your individuality. So, um, the Saturn is all about Lord Karma, right? It's about delays. It's about getting us on our path. Now, it does have a very positive side, and that positive side is a legacy and um, that we can build something that outlasts us. It's a solid, firm foundation. But even because it's across from the sun right now, there's going to be a tension around that in our lives. So it's going to be something is going to pull, something is going to create some stress points. So there's where our card, again, our strength card that we pulled was so appropriate for what's going on right now. So that's number one. The other one that happened today is Mars entered Libra. So Mars is right there at the 9 o'clock position. That's the red circle that looks like the male sign with the arrow coming out of it. That's Mars. And Mars is entering the sign of Libra, which is a sign that Mars does not like. Mars is grumpy in Libra. It's going to be in there for about 6 weeks. So, as Mars was going in, the reason I wanted to show you this particular chart was that as Mars was going into Libra, Saturn was on the other side of the sun. And that's what it's going to be like for the next 6 weeks as Mars makes its way through. We did this back when Venus went into retrograde about 6 weeks ago, and it was a very accurate, as you look at what's the theme that we're going to be going through, it's going to be a lot of challenge and tension. So yes, this will start to dissipate as far as what, where everything is structured up in the sky. Saturn and the sun will start to get farther apart, blah, blah, blah. But this is kind of a natal chart, if you will, of what's going to happen for about the next 6 weeks. All right, let me show you another one here. Tomorrow night, Uranus goes retrograde. So let's look at this as a natal chart. This is the exact time. So where is Uranus? Well, it's I wish I had these. Look at the 9 o'clock position. So you see what looks like a little bull there with the two little horns coming off right at the 9 o'clock clock face position. Drop down below that. The first one you see with the 15 degrees beside it, that's Jupiter. And then the one below that is Neptune. It has 23 degrees beside it. Or, sorry, Uranus. That's Uranus. That's what goes retrograde tomorrow night, 10:40 p.m. Eastern time. All right. What does this look like? Well, go to the very top of the chart, the 12 o'clock position. See those squiggly lines? That is Aquarius. Uranus rules Aquarius. So those are connected. And then look at the moon right there, slips into Aquarius in the morning as Uranus goes retrograde in the evening. So what this means is that this retrograde, which goes all the way, now listen to this, goes all the way to January 27th, 2024 is all about the significance of that top part of the chart. That real estate is what typically astrologers attach to your career, but it really is how you express yourself out there in the world. You know, you go to a party and they say, "Oh, hi, Tom Rebro, what do you do?" And you say, "Well, I'm in supply man or, warehouse supply management." Um, if I haven't seen Melissa on here yet, but Melissa, what do you do? I'm a teacher. That's kind of the representation, but it's how you appear out there in the world that is recognized by others. What about the what about the mom who stays home and raises 3 kids? That's what she does, and that's equally as important, if not more important, because she is raising the next generation. And she might have other outward expressions. Maybe she helps other moms in her community. Maybe they have an online side business, a little side hustle. There's all kinds of ways that you say, "Here is how I am seen out here as doing something in the world." Well, all of that is going to get tapped the brakes on between now and January. That's a long time. And this is really personal and deep for us because the moon represents our soul. So this is why I think a lot of these weird things have been happening. There's a guy that I follow online on some of this stock market stuff, and I've got the market up over here, and I'm seeing it. I'm kind of expecting it maybe to go down tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know. Flip a coin, but it just took a little dive while we've been talking over here the last few minutes. And that's Sun Saturn. See, the Sun Saturn has this is why I love the financial market piece because it shows up. It's like astrology on full display. If the stories you don't hear from your friends and family are not enough, or what you experience in your own personal life is not enough, well, you sure can see it on the tape because it shows up there, even down to what sign the moon is in. So, um, so what we are going to be called to do is to reassess and retool and reevaluate that expression of us out there, the what we do expression of our lives is going to come under this retooling. So it's not a time to be moving forward in that. And that's the energy. And it starts tomorrow. And it's a long one. And it is very soul based. And when I saw this, I was thinking relative to these things, tying it back to the September and all the comments about the rapture and the consciousness changing and the 3D, 4D, 5D, and all that is that. And then Aquarius is all about new technologies. So, see, what this might be is that we are between now and January going to experience personal, the moon sitting right there, the moon, our soul. This isn't just some redefine your goals kind of project. Oh, no. This is going deep down inside to retool, re-technology your who you are in the world, your 3D, 4D, 5D, rapture, boom. That's what this retrograde is about. Gosh, I didn't say that on the podcast. That was good. But that's what it is. And that's why I wanted you to see it. And then we have a full moon on Wednesday, and this is the second full moon in August. That happens a couple of times a year. This is the last of these super moons that we've had consecutively. And if you want to see what a full moon looks like in an astrology chart, find the sun. It's down there at about 4 o'clock. There's the circle with the dot. And then go right across. You'll see the moon, which happens to be sitting next to Saturn. Did we not just mention Saturn? Yeah. Awoo! You betcha. Awoo! Um, yeah, this we'll talk about this on Wednesday on the Fun Astrology podcast. But that's what a full moon looks like in astrology. The moon is opposite on the other side of the earth from the sun, and that's Well, from the Earth's perspective. See, astrology is built the astrology wheel right in the middle, it's from the Earth's perspective. So from the Earth's perspective, moon is on one side of the Earth and the sun is on the other. Okay, didn't wanna get into that, but there you go. That's what that looks like. So and that, keep in mind, that's sitting right next to Saturn in Pisces, which is a divided sign. So, yes, this is all very, very powerful stuff, and that's kind of just a piece of why you're feeling all of this crazy energy. Okay, I know there have been some great comments. Sorry, I wanted to get that out, so let me go through here, and I saw, several things. Okay, we'll start right here. Um, I'm just gonna read this real quick. Oh, this is excellent because, see, we get our environment contributes so much to who we are. And I know a lot of you are in jobs or relationships or situations where you're dealing just with trying to maintain the environment. And then some of you have, you might be like me and you just don't have a lot of other external influences coming in every day. And that's not necessarily beneficial sometimes. But we all have our struggles and our ways of doing this. But as we respond and react to other people, then we can lose our edge for sure. That was that situation that happened to me a couple of weeks ago. Um, but this is I'm glad that this realization came to you on this. Thank you. Great. Just curious, can conflict or misunderstandings tie into abandonment? Oh, at the heart of it. Absolutely. That's one of the ripple effects of abandonment. I think I'll do some podcasts. I wanna get some thoughts together. We won't do it now because we need to get into our meditation, but, I wanted to see what Tom had to say here. Made a choice under this same energy, making a stand against being influenced. Good. See, wow, you guys are on the same page. This is great. Yeah. Wow. Wow. I know I'm not the only one feeling these energies today. Definitely feels karmic. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate that. That's exactly. Yeah, Mary says, "Tom, you are definitely not alone." And this is the theme. All right. Sarah's like, "Good. I no longer accept this story. Good. We're gonna reprogram that story. We're gonna work together on that for sure." Yeah, absolutely, Pam. Thanks. We're doing our shadow work. Melissa saying having some serious I know, it's been going on, guys. I'm telling you, if you are feeling this, you are not alone. Um, I am loving awareness. Thank you. Oh, boy. Hey, Sophie. Awesome. Oh, wow. Sophie's little Ivy is going to the first day toddler room tomorrow. Oh, that's so precious. Take some pictures and send them to me, would you please? Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. Okay, let's roll into our meditation here. Thank you guys for letting me kind of wander down that a little longer than normal, but I think because we've all been feeling it, because it's been heavy. Oh, I was mentioning this guy, this trader guy. His son, Cody, was trending yesterday on Twitter, had a motorcycle accident. And see, there's Mercury retrograde rules transportation, and then Uranus, sudden surprises, sudden accidents. So, I mean, this energy, and he is still alive, and it looks like he kind of made a turn between yesterday and today. But if you just think about it while we're meditating here, Cody would, I'm sure their family would appreciate the energy that we could send up for them. So, and in fact, when I drove over today, which is I just drove on the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is 45-mile-an-hour speed limit, usually pretty chill. I just asked, will I be safe? Will I come back in the same condition I left in? That's what I used to do in Aspen when I would go skiing. Am I going to come home like this? Am I going to be okay? Will I come home safely? Will the vehicle be safe? Will the vehicle be okay? Got all clear yeses, so I took off with confidence that everything was fine, but I'm very much respecting this energy. So why don't we do this? Why don't we start our meditation? Just let's think about Cody for a second. Here's a guy, I don't know his age, I think he's in his 20s, and a family that's upside down right now. All of a sudden, life just pivoted. Just see Cody in the ICU getting better. And a lot of love surrounding this family. And I thought what would be really good tonight, and it ties in with our card, it ties in with the conversations that we've been having, the themes that you guys have brought up tonight. Let's do like what we used to do and level up. Just have one of those meditations. So let's picture ourselves on a beach. I don't think anybody doesn't love the beach, right? It's so iconic. Think of one of your best beach days, except our little soul family here on Sunday nights is together on the beach. So it's an even better beach day. Talk about a get together. We do it energetically right here. And think of us all together in a circle, holding hands. Think of the ones who are usually with us who are not. Please remember my friend Cheryl in St. Augustine. She is struggling. Send her some love and some healing, battling breast cancer. And tonight is a little extra special because we have been feeling it. And we're walking into an uncertain future. So we're hanging together even tighter than before. I love it when we think of each other on one side, think of some people that you've seen their names come up, or somebody who you've friended in the group, somebody you now have a relationship with in some kind of way. Maybe chat buddies, text buddies, maybe you've met in person, maybe you're going to meet in person, and just feel their energy beside you. Doesn't that feel good? Oh, yes. Maybe it's just somebody you've had chats with in our Facebook group, but yet there's a connection. You know, on a soul basis, if you were to meet, it would be good. Feel that energy. Feel the energy of the group. Feel Arnaldo up there at nearly 3 o'clock in the morning, logging onto this thing for 2 years, over 2 years, over a year. Thank you, Arnaldo. Tom and Bridget with us, the newlyweds, the excitement of their new relationship, bringing their home together and their new baby on the way. Lots of great stuff in our group. Feel that connection. We're on multiple continents, multiple political systems, multiple perspectives, and yet we join our hearts in loving awareness, not political awareness or job awareness or what do you do in this group. What do you do doesn't matter. What you do is you're on your highest timeline. What do I do? Oh, that is a good one. Hey, what do you do? I'm on my highest timeline. Huh? WWFD, man. Something happened. Yeah. Mhm. But doesn't that feel good? What do you do? I'm on my highest timeline. Who are you? I'm loving awareness. What would Fred do? We've got a lot of wisdom in this group too. Y'all are wise. That's why we connect so well. Feel that love. I'm just putting things out so that you're feeling this circle of energetic love. In fact, let's put our arms on the shoulder of the one next to you as we tighten our circle up, taking a few steps in so that we are connected literally shoulder to shoulder on the beach at sunset with that salty, cool ocean mist coming in right in our faces. Our hair is blowing softly. Our feet are in the sand. Our toes are curled in. What a special moment. How powerful. How beautiful. I am loving awareness, loving everything you are aware of. Let the perceptions of that scene just fill you for a moment. The wind, the sand, salt, the love, the awareness, the person you have your arms on their shoulders, and the love that is very present around the circle. Feel it. And we know that the bond that is there in the middle of this group is one that we can move energy for each other. So if someone comes on our Facebook group and says, "Hey, I need help in this area. I need prayer. I need your thoughts. I need pray rain," then we can literally move energy for them. A lot of you do Reiki, moving energy. We can do it in our mind. We can do it with our intentions. We can do it through our heart chakra. We can do it in all kinds of ways. Our words, our commands, moving energy for each other. That's a tight bond. It's also tight to trust people and to have people that we can trust. Wow. Don't you wish the world had that kind of connection? So many of you have talked about friends disappearing, and yet here are new friends around a common energetic goal, around a common energetic awareness, that are tighter than ever. This is the 5D consciousness in my thought, part of it, glimpse of it. What if what if society was like this? Maybe that's where we're headed. Wow, as a group, could we stand for that? That this would become a benchmark of humanity? See, we have raised our consciousness. You've done your work. You're still working on. We're on a journey. It's a work in progress. You're committed to it. What if there were billions of people committed to the same thing? Why not? We are. So now let's lift our arms up into the sky and let's send that feeling, that emotion, that energy. Call it 5D, okay. Let's send that up and out to the world and just give them a glimpse of what's possible. Give them a spark, a whiff, a scent, an energetic, wow, what was that? Shift. That's rapture. And send love to this planet. And send love to those friends who are no longer the same caliber of relationship, or maybe they're gone completely. Send them love. I am loving awareness. I love everything I am aware of. And as you send them love, send the whole world, the whole planet, the corrupt governments, the warring factions, the war machines behind the warring factions, all of it. Send it love. Send love to the beautiful places on earth like Hocking Hills and the beach that we're on, to Mother Gaia for supporting us, even though we've been naughty back. I am loving awareness for the sky above and the all that is beyond the sky, to that ultimate loving source that is pure love, that is the true glue that holds us all together. Somebody has built a little campfire on this beach. And as the sun has now faded into night, that campfire is roaring along pretty good. And somebody has brought some graham crackers and some mushrooms, or some, not mushrooms, what do you call them? Marshmallows, and chocolate bars. Maybe make some mushrooms s'mores. I don't know. Let's go have some s'mores. But before we do, let's leave our circle with an ohm together. So, with a big clearing exhale, and an inhale and an ohm. Oh. Enjoy your s'mores. Mm. Glad you feel hope and peace. That's awesome. I love that glue love too. Oh, wow. Now that, Arnaldo, is cool. That look at this. Look at his comment that he went and a security guard offered to give him healing magnetic passes on his injured shoulder and leg. Wow. That is cool. That's just awesome. See, maybe that's what the world is heading to. We're gonna be all right, aren't we, Pam? We sure are. I love that. Cup of water from the sea. We are one. Oh, thank you all. I'm just trying to do what where it's led. And I'm trying to do it as authentically as I can. And that's been what's been really present on my mind is authentic, pure authenticity. That was powerful, wasn't it tonight? Oh, man. Mm, tornadoes. Boy, weather things. We didn't even talk about that. Yeah. Hey, Alicia. Thank you. Love you too. Thanks for being part of our group. Alicia's fairly new, not totally new, but she's been around for a couple of months now and on her journey. So love and support her. She's digging into levels of energy and finding all of these things. And I just, takes me back. Stay on your path. Don't give up. Don't stop for 1 minute. Don't stop. It's worth it. Every day, somehow, raise the bar that much every day. You want it. I can tell. It's in your heart. You have that same yearning that I did. Like I was going to change or I was going to die. It was that. So stay after it. And we're here to support you. Thank you so much for being with us. Mm, this is great. I love your comments here. This is so cool. You guys just touch my heart in ways you just don't know. You just don't know. Thank you for tuning in. Authenticity. Yeah. Money, abandonment, authenticity. You know, if we can, there's the support. I just thank you all so much because you bring me so much energy that I carry through the week. You keep me going. And I absolutely, I cannot tell you how much I love what I'm doing. 8 to 10 podcasts a week. That's and working on these books, narrating parallel universes of self. I've been reviewing the notes. I'm going to the Science of Getting Rich book. I'm basically going to kind of start over, seriously, because so much has shifted in my own life in the last 6 months that I want to bring the updated information in. So it's a work in progress. So um, I just love doing all these things and I love you guys so and the Sunday nights are just great. So let's see, we are going to take next week off. It's a holiday in the United States. We'll be back the second week of September. Okay, so we will take that off. Let everybody kind of um, it's called a machine. It's like Whoosh. All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much. We've had a wonderful session tonight. Arnaldo, thank you for staying up and being a part of this. We always love it. I just am amazed. The man gets up at 2 in the morning to be here. So just so cool. All right. Let's all have a great week. Don't you feel charged up? Don't you feel energized now? It's like, yes, like Pam said, we're going to be all right. We're going to make it. All right. Stay protected. Do what I did today. Ask, am I going to be okay with whatever it is you're about to do? And put that white light of protection, call to all that is, ask for everything that is only loving awareness to shelter and protect you, and live hyper consciously and aware going into this, not to fear it, respect it. As above, so below. There is stuff in the sky that is showing us there are challenges on Earth. We've heard it, we've seen it. You know, Robert Glasscock gets a fraud thing. I mean, it's just like it's everywhere. So just stand in your love, connect with source, be really tight, really close. If you have a support subgroup that has formed within our group, stay close with them right now. Stay in touch and let's support each other through this. All right? Have a wonderful week. I love you guys so much. I'm going to hit some comments here on the way out. I love doing what I'm doing. I truly, I love it. I'm as fulfilled as I've ever been in my life doing this with you guys. We'll see you on the page. Yeah. All right. Have a wonderful week. I love you. Loving awareness. Listen to the song before you go to bed. I am loving awareness. Ram Dass. See you in 2 weeks. I'll see you on the Facebook page and on the